Hello, dear students. I'm glad to start our video lesson. Today, you will get the topic of the lesson. I will describe the picture. You have to draw it. Draw three houses. Each house has four windows and a door. On the roof of one of the houses, there are two people and a dog. At the top of the picture, draw some clouds. The clouds look gray and it is raining a lot. In the sky there is a helicopter. Around the houses there is water. The water touches the top windows of the house. Students, look at your drawing. What do you think has happened in the scene? Yeah, you're right, it's flood. Maybe even hurricane or tsunami. How do you think? What is the theme of our lesson? What are we going today to talk about? You're right, about natural disasters. Look at the definition of this word combination. Natural disaster is something that happens in nature and causes a lot of damage or kills a lot of people, for example, a flood or an earthquake. Today, in our lesson, you will understand specific information and detail while listening. Use subject-specific vocabulary for speaking on the topic. Dear students, tell me, what are the synonyms of the word combination natural disaster? Some of them are calamity, cataclysm, catastrophe, state of emergency. What do these words mean? Match the words with their definitions. You are right if your answers are calamity is an event that causes serious damage or causes a lot of people to suffer, for example, a flood or fire. Cataclysm is a sudden natural event that causes a lot of damage, for example, a flood or an earthquake. Catastrophe is an event that causes a lot of damage or makes a lot of people suffer. State of emergency is a situation in which a government takes actions to deal with an event such as a flood or a fire that is putting a lot of people in danger. What other disasters can you name? Let's work with the list of vocabulary. Read the definitions and guess the words. Let's start with the middle of our spidergram. What is it? Something that happens in nature and causes a lot of damage or kills a lot of people. For example, a flood or an earthquake. Yes, you're right, it is natural disasters. Read other definitions and guess the words. Coming of a great quantity of water over place. Sudden violent movement of a surface. When soil, rocks and or mud falls down the side of hill or mountain. An uncontrolled fire in an area of combustible vegetation. A mass of snow, ice and rock that slides rapidly down the sides of a mountain. A sudden violent burst of energy, for example one caused by a bomb. Continuous dry weather, when there is not enough water for people's needs. Lava, cinders, gases come up suddenly from below the earth's surface through an opening of a mountain. A flash of bright light in the sky that is produced by electricity moving between clouds or from clouds to the ground. A large circular storm with strong winds. A series of water waves caused by the displacement of a large volume of body water. Let's check your answers. Here are such words as flood, earthquake, landslide, forest fire, avalanche, explosion, drought, volcanic eruption, lightning, hurricane, tsunami. We continue to talk about natural disasters. Let's watch the video and say what natural disasters have been mentioned. Let's pause our video lesson and follow the link. What natural disasters have been mentioned? They are forest fire, mine collapse, hurricane, volcanic eruption, earthquake, and tsunami. Let's pause our video lesson once more and watch the video second time. Students, complete the table. You have to name the disaster, country, date, and consequences for each report. Let's check your answers. Report A. It is forest fire in Portugal in 2017. Over 100,000 acres of land were in fire. B. It is earthquake and mine collapse in Chile in 2010. Mines were trapped underground for 69 days. C. It is hurricane in the USA in 2005. Massive flooding and loss of life. 80% of state was underwater. D. It is volcanic eruption in Iceland in 2010. Most flights to from in Europe were cancelled. E. It is earthquake and tsunami in Japan in 2011. Destruction, loss of life, meltdown of nuclear reaction. To sum the material of our lesson, you will present 1 minute talk. Pay your attention to some points to prepare your speech. What is the meaning of the word natural disaster? Name different disasters you've learned today. Choose one disaster from the video and present it. Follow descriptors to get highest points. You have to retell extended stories and events, answer the questions. Present ideas in logical chain. Use fluent speech 150 and 180 words. Speaks without grammar mistake. Use topic-related vocabulary. Let's read the suggested answer. Natural disaster is something that happens in nature and causes a lot of damage or kills a lot of people. For example, a flood or an earthquake. The most well-known of them are forest fire, earthquake, tsunami, volcanic eruption, and others. I think that the earthquake is the most common calamity all over the world, shaking of the ground caused by the movement of tectonic plates. Consequences of an earthquake may be different. Some of them are so small we can hardly notice them, while others are powerful enough to destroy the whole city. As a result, the ruined buildings, loss of life, and it can also provoke other catastrophes such as tornado, tsunami, or flood. For instance, 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck Japan in 2011. It was also followed by a tsunami. Altogether, it caused destruction of a huge territory and a number of deaths. Nuclear stations were damaged, therefore, reactors went into meltdown. The suffering of people who were homeless and lost their loved ones is hard to imagine. At the end of our lesson, please answer these questions. What was easy today? What was hard? How are you doing it? What did you learn? What are you working on? How will you use it in the future? And at the end of our lesson, please, two variants of tasks. You can choose only one. The first one, you have to do some exercises which are connected with our new vocabulary. Or the second, choose a disaster which was in the news last month. Prepare a short news report for the local TV station. Talk about place, date, event, what happened. Our lesson is over. Thank you and goodbye.